Hello everyone. So I'm currently working on a batch of 300 marking knives, but to be honest, I need a break. I've been standing at the lathe all day, just looking down, cranking my neck, and I'm absolutely ruined. So I'm going to take this opportunity to do a job that's been needing to be done for a few years now, which is updating the foam in this tool chest. This one's not too bad, but as you go further down, you start seeing things where I've got rid of a saw or I've replaced it with a new one, and then I've got old cutouts and like cutouts that just don't fit. Like in this box here, I've got an absolutely beautiful saw by Shane Skelton that just lives in this box. I want it to be here. So we got that one, and then we got this one, which you see it just gets worse and worse as you go down. Like, oh, that's where I put them. Sweet. And then as you go into here, like, just an absolute mess. But fortunately, the people at Shadow Foam the other day reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try out their foam. So I've got a box here filled with the stuff with an orange backing on it. So as you cut through this, it turns orange. Nice. So I'm going to clear all of this off, and then we're going to start fitting the new foam. So firstly, let's have a quick measure. I've currently only got foam for the top 3 drawers because they're the ones I use the most and are the most annoying. The one at the bottom filled with planes is actually pretty good. I've got a few loose blades and stuff in there, but overall that's okay. The one at the bottom is just, that is unfixable. That just stays like that. And if memory serves me well, I can cut this on the bandsaw, I think. Damn! Yeah, I should have thought about that. The fence definitely doesn't have the same capacity as the bandsaw that I used at Rykerwood when I did this originally. It's fine though, I think I could just eyeball it. Now look, I know that Shadow Foam have tons of tutorials on their website, but I'm just gonna sort of wing this for now. And then that should make it much easier to go through the bandsaw. The most exciting thing about this entire process is that obviously my tools and stuff have changed since I originally fit out this stuff. I've got more things, I've replaced things, and so the cutouts have changed. The advantage of the stage I'm at now is that I've mostly got my dream toolkit. I've just got a few small gaps I need to fill in. For example, with my Lie-Nielsen chisels, I've only got 5 of them, the largest one being 3/4 of an inch. But I've always wanted, not needed, wanted the Lie-Nielsen 1-inch chisel, but unfortunately just never really had a reason to buy it because this has got me by absolutely fine. Well, now I'm fitting out this foam. Lie-Nielsen 1-inch chisel. Oh, of course it's out of stock. There's also a 5/8 one there I kind of want. Wait, how many do they offer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 5, but I've also got a 1/8 that isn't listed here. So that means I'm missing a 1-inch, a 5/8, and I guess a 5/16. I'm only going to regret it if I buy the 1-inch chisel, cut out 6 slots, and then decide I want to get all 8 of them. Sod it. Let's get on the waiting list for them all. So previously my top drawer had everything to do with dovetailing other than saws. We had chisels, we had knives, we had marking gauges, we had a fret saw, and we had a little section in the corner for pens and pencils, which basically had this thing inserted in the corner. But what I'm thinking now is having this section purely for chisels, knives, and then mallets. The marking gauges that were originally in here, I think could be relegated to a measuring and marking section, which is originally what this drawer is for, but as you can see, I've got some other random things in there, like that's a wallet of cabinet scrapers, that's a sanding block. Those things just don't need to be in here because they're not measuring and marking. So I think sharp objects in the top, chisels, knives, mallets. The second drawer down can be saws again. Hopefully I'll be able to fit in the New Concepts fret saw if I get rid of the veneer saw and the flush cut saw that's in there because I don't really use them that much. So hopefully I'll be able to get tenon, carcass, dovetail, and this in the second drawer. Third drawer can be measuring and marking. The one below that is currently filled with tools for shaping, so things like rasps, spoke shaves. I reckon the cabinet scraper could go in that, and maybe be the sanding block. And then the one below that is all of my machine and power tool accessories. So things like bevel boxes, I've got pliers, screwdrivers, Allen keys, and all those sorts of things in there. I do like that drawer. So I think I'll keep that. It's mostly going to be the same. It's just getting rid of these marking gauges from the top drawer so I have space for more chisels. Let's see, so we'll have the 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch. There will be a 5/16 there, and then we'll have a 3/8, and we've got a 1/2 inch, then there'll be a 5/8, then there'll be my 3/4, and then there'll be an inch one here. So yeah, that's going to take up a ton of room. It's going to be awesome having all 8 of them. Now I found a supplier that can provide these two, so I've got them on order. And so what I'm going to do is just trace around one of these, and then I'll cut the final shape of the chisel out afterwards. As for the inch one, that is out of stock everywhere. So again, I am going to cut it out. I'm just really hoping Lie-Nielsen don't turn around and go, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore, because that will be frustrating. I am also eyeing up one more chisel from Lie-Nielsen, which is a fishtail chisel. Unfortunately, that's not in stock either, so there could be a chance of having 8 bevel edge chisels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus a fishtail. But because neither the 1 inch or the fishtail is in stock at the moment, maybe it would be best to actually just cut these two out, the ones I've got on order, leave that space blank, and then if they never come in stock again, I have got an area there I can cut something out of if I need to. But as for the rest of the drawer, I previously had the mallet here. I really like that. This thing in the corner was super useful for chucking in pens and pencils and stuff like that. So I'll just cut that out and nest this frame in again. And then as for this section, I've got all these knives here which I use for display. And I guess I should probably call one of them my own. I just don't know which one to pick. Of course it was going to be snakewood. Of course it was. The only thing I don't really like, which is very minor, is how the knife passes the mallet there. Ideally, I'd like the mallet to have this whole section to itself and then have the knife sort of start around about there. But obviously this box thing then gets in the way. But what I'm thinking with this is, originally I was just chucking all sorts of things in here, which is sort of what it was designed to do, but it got to the point where there was so much stuff in there that I just lost things like this. What would be better is if I reduced the size somewhat so it could only fit things that were around the shape of a pencil or a pen. You know, that way I could still get my Sharpies and all that in there. I can still get pencils and all that. It just slightly reduces the amount I can throw in there. That way this box can then shift across to be sort of around about there, and then the knife can take up that entire section by itself, and I've got this nice soft grip one here that will fit in that section. This section I guess I'll just leave blank in case I happen to get something else. Right, enough chit chat, let's get this all spaced out. Right, let's do saws next. So I know I said I was only going to do the top 3 drawers, but I've got all of these offcuts, and like I am not going to be using these for anything else anytime soon, I don't think. So what I'm thinking is, seeing as I'm not very protective about these final 2 drawers, I might just join them together. It won't be the prettiest thing, but who cares? Let's see what the old trusty mitre bum does. There you go. Sweet. All right, that'll do. Right, there you go. I mean, it's somewhat eclectic, I guess, in terms of the categories of tools here, but it's fine. It works. Much better than the previous layout, that's for sure. I mean, not that there even was one. I mean, I say that, I actually don't tend to use this microplane very much. What I'm thinking is actually just shifting these up, because I use this hard sanding block way more. I think it might just be time to retire that. I don't actually like it that much. Yeah, sod it. Retiring. Don't want that. I think if anything, if I bunch these up a bit, that leaves a nice area there for a decent set of rasps. So that's a future purchase. Sweet. And just like that, the tool chest was done. Obviously a few gaps here and there, but you'll see the finished result in an upcoming workshop tour I've got on the main channel. So as always, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, and I'll see you then.